Hey guys, welcome to the 8th episode of PVTV.
What?
Tonight we're going to talk to you about what the future of vaping is going to become should the FDA have their way.
So today we are here to bring you a review on the Vuse electronic cigarette, digital vaping as they call it. I'm actually really excited for this review because this is what our future holds for us if we sit back idle and do nothing with all of these FDA regulations. So I implore you to act in your specific state, call your legislators, do whatever you need to do. So on to the review.
Get with people.
I actually find this thing disgusting.
Let's get a little little cloudage.
I'm gonna. I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it.
Let's see his vapor production on his bad Larry. What? That's horrible. Yeah. That's probably like 100 milligram.
Yeah, I don't even know what nicotine strength these are. It doesn't really tell you. It's just assuming that it's giving you the right amount.
It's quit smoking nicotine.
Yeah, that's the amount it says on the label. It just says quit smoking, nicotine, take it.
Take it.
Whether you like it or not.
Live it, vape it.
I personally find that this tastes like if you've ever had ash blow back into your mouth when you were driving in the car, if you're an ex-smoker.
Mouth breather.
Literally exactly what this tastes like to me. It's light, which is pretty nice. It's convenient. But other than that, I find no other benefit to it. The battery life is terrible and the taste is terrible. That is my personal review. I'm going to grab my vape now.
Yeah, I think we should all grab our vapes.
Yeah.
One thing I will note on, though, is if you walk into a store and you're going to go buy a pack of cigarettes and you see this instead, and you buy this, you're not smoking. So I'll give it its props for that.
Yeah.
That it's
High five
introducing you
for
to
that.
vaping. In the same breath, I will say that there's way better options than this. But if this is what gets you into vaping and off of cigarettes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If licorice straws get you off of cigarettes, dope. I'm good
Nice.
with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm going to get a little. Yeah, it tastes really bad. I don't like tobacco flavors as is, and this is like probably the worst tobacco flavor ever.
They clinically tested the tobacco flavors, polled people, and were like,
On
which
mouthless people.
Yeah, which one tastes the worst?
People
We're
that
picking
have no
that
taste
one.
buds approve this flavor.
I bet they got smokers to do it. They can't taste a whole
This
lot.
tastes like catfish armpit. I can't even. Here, there you go.
I'm not even going to attempt to hit this because I already know it tastes like...
Oh.
No, I already did it,
come
and I was going to throw up.
on.
It's so bad, it makes me want to throw up.
It tastes like I threw up.
Yeah, pretty
That's what
much.
it tastes like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've started out with a cigarette like not this, and in comparison, compared to other ones that are out there, if that's the route you choose to go, this is crap. It is. There are way better ones out there that do tell you, like you can get cartridges that tell you what nicotine strength and all that.
Yeah.
This is fake tobacco trying to hop on the bandwagon and keep making money. And they
in
don't
their
care.
eyes,
They don't
care
care
if you quit or not, because either
No.
way you're buying a product from them, so it doesn't make a difference to them.
It doesn't.
Which you do. So
They put no proper thought into making this and what actually helps people quit.
Correct.
They just basically, oh, this is coming in, I'm losing money, let me put this out.
This is actually super old technology, guys. This right here, it's a cartomizer. That's all it is. It's a nice old cartomizer that people used to use back in 08, 09.
Yeah.
Why?
the settlers.
Why?
Christopher Columbus brought the cartomizer with him.
Yeah, on the Santa Maria.
Yep.
He did.
And 2 of every animal.
And 2 of every animal. But I don't know anyone that would want to take a step back in time. I wouldn't. You can't fix this mistake. You can't.
You know, it is good to help people change
So
over.
Yeah, survey says.
I will give it, it's good to help people change over. It helped my
Yeah,
mom
as an
start to switch
introductory
over.
thing,
It is.
it's great.
It gives you that cigarette feel. It's same size, similar shape.
My cigarette's all lit up right at the end, white, bright
Well,
white.
But
Bright white.
the feel in your hand.
Well, I think that's
Like,
to show people that if
I
you're
can
vaping
sit
around them, that
like
you're
that.
not actually smoking a cigarette. Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
The C word.
Yeah. So it can help you make that transition, give you that feel in your hands that you want and that you're looking for, and then you move over to the things that will actually help you and get rid of all of your cravings altogether.
I can do that too.
I can't.
It works.
No.
I'm vaping.
Somebody push me. Just like the real thing.
Just like the real
It's
thing.
right up there. All right, so that's kind of our opinions on it.
Yeah.
To give you the lowdown on this is going to be what vaping is if we don't come together and get our shit together. So to talk more about that, we're gonna bring in John, the owner, who's big into the advocacy. He's going to Washington. He's fighting for us. So we're gonna bring him in to really give you guys the lowdown, dirty shame on.
Guess I'm chopped liver.
On the future of this. You went too. I'm sorry. It's not what I meant. I have to introduce John, and yes, Rebecca went too. She had a lovely breakfast, and it was a great time. She walked in heels and hated it. But she went. She went. Did
we all
you
heard
go?
about it.
All right. We're back with John Thompson, the owner of Preferred Vapor. He's huge into the advocacy. He's got his finger on the pulse, everything that's going on. We just wanted to bring him in and get his point of view on the Vuse cigarette and see what he thinks, being a vape shop owner and being in the game for 10 years-ish.
I don't know about 10 years. 2009, that'll be what, 6 years?
6 years, it's close enough.
But yeah, I mean, I basically
He was rounding up.
I kind of started out with this technology. It's about 2010, 2011 technology. I'm actually happy that you chose to do this little review as far as what a lot of the reviewers are doing right now, where they're going to review this Vuse and talk about how crappy it is and decide that this is going to be vaping's future if we don't stand up, fight, not just through the FDA, as well as your own state is also trying to implement their own little laws, and I'll go into that more in the future. But I mean, one of the big things that's going on right now is in California with the whole still blowing smoke $75 million ad that California is running.
That's your tax dollars hard at work, man.
Yes, to fight the sale of e-cigarettes. But the problem is you're going to have other states that are going to follow suit with that, not just the FDA. I mean, you got the FDA that's going to lean over top of everything.
Federal level, right?
And then you got the state level where they can screw you over too. So you got to show up, you got to fight, you got to send the letters, you got to call your legislators, you got to call your senators, your governors. Whether you get an answer machine, whether you get one of their aides, I mean, just tell your point. There's so much that everyone can do. So that's definitely something that is one of the reasons why we come here to explain to you how badly it's needed. Because trust me, they want to end vaping. They want to, get rid of everything until like 2009, pretty much 2007, which this stuff didn't even exist.
Yeah.
They're trying to phase out vaping. In the end, it's going to look like this. Okay, we all were dying from cigarettes. So what did we do? We created the vaping industry and built it to where it was. All of us. And now they're trying to hand our industry that we created right back to big tobacco. The only person that would be able to sustain the amount of money
it would take to produce.
It would take to do what the FDA and what these state levels are saying to do, and they're doing it on purpose.
Oh yeah.
They're saying it's going to cost us, $10 million to create this product. Well, none of us can afford to do that. And if you have 3 products, that's $30 million, and they don't even have to approve your thing. $10 million gone. No, you can't have that.
Yep.
So they're gonna push it to where only the biggest players can play, and that's going to be big tobacco. So that's pretty much what this represents. Like you were saying, that I like it because if you walk into a 7-Eleven or a Wawa or whatever, and you see this on the shelf in your cigarettes, and you're like, oh, if it gets you into vaping, that's great. But the problem is, it's so close to your damn cigarettes that a lot of people will be like, you know what? It's a stressful day today. Screw the Vuse. Give me my cigarettes. Where us as a vape shop, where we don't sell cigarettes, you're not pressured. You don't have that. Like, oh, I could buy my cigarettes, but instead I'm going to buy an electronic cigarette. There isn't there. If you want your cigarettes, you got to go to 7-Eleven. You come to a vape shop, you're buying vape stuff, and there's no pressure. There's nothing like that. So, I mean, that's what vaping is. I mean, they all want to talk about big vaping. There is no big vaping. There's only big tobacco. Big vaping, what are you talking about? Like 35,000+ vape shops? Small mom and pop businesses. I have 15 employees. Like, that's not a corporation. all strung together, that's what big vaping is. It's mom and pop businesses, and you all know that as consumers. There aren't these big, massive chains and Walmarts and of vape stuff. It's all mom and pop shops and online stores, and we have a great community. We're trying to keep it that way, and Big Tobacco is literally trying to take it away from us. So Big Tobacco and the FDA and the state level, they're all trying to crush the vaping industry. Now, are you aware of what crushing the vaping industry would entail? I mean, 35,000 vape shops, and they're growing every day. You figure at least every shop has 3 employees. There's 100,000 employees without jobs,
Out of work.
unemployment, no sales tax, no employee taxes. There's no stores, so now you're not getting your store tax. Yep. It travels down the line. We also use a lot of other services. Like we need napkins.
Yep.
So we are creating other jobs in our own industry, bottle manufacturers, and I mean, it just, the list goes on and on and on.
That trickle-down economy that all the politicians want to talk about.
This is it.
Think about
Right,
it.
I got to build my vape shop. I need lumber, right?
Yep. You need lumber. You're gonna need tools that you're gonna have to buy from someone.
Right. It travels down the whole line. So what you're really doing is you're just crushing an industry. You're crushing America is basically what you're doing.
That's it.
Like that's the whole point of America. Build a business, become rich, and be great.
That's it.
And you're basically snuffing out.
They're not even giving people the opportunity to succeed because we're doing something that a corporation that has billions of dollars doesn't like.
Right.
That's not capitalism. That's
a monopoly.
That's a monopoly. That's a monopoly. It's not even the same thing. It's relative, but it's not the same thing. But because they don't like it or they're losing money, they're gonna just try to get rid of us.
You know what's funny? I read in this that this is the first electronic cigarette to have some kind of digital chip for the perfect puff every time.
That's interesting.
That's really weird.
I mean, I've been vaping since 2009. I think out of like 80% of my devices have all had some kind of freaking electronic chip inside of them. So they lie.
There's a whole type of devices called regulated,
and
98% of them are.
The problem is 98% of people who are seeing the commercials for these don't know that that's a lie because they don't know what else is out there.
Right.
So they don't know.
It's just lie upon lie upon lie.
They're lying to uneducated people.
Right. They hated vaping. They wanted to destroy it. And then they realized they couldn't destroy it because they tried. They couldn't destroy it. So then what they ended up doing? They ended up coming out with their own electronic cigarette. And then they were fighting for it. But in the end, they don't care either way. Nope. If they invested $30 billion in electronic cigarettes and tomorrow they were gone, they'd be like, well, that was a $35 million loss, but guess what? We're going to keep selling our cigarettes.
That's a tax write-off.
We'll make $35 billion in the next 3 months.
They don't care either way, so we can't put all the weights in their friggin' corners because they'll just destroy you. I mean, look at flavors. You said on the video, I don't like tobacco flavors. Either way, that's why I don't smoke anymore.
Yep.
I like cotton candy and cereal vapes are my new thing.
And that's another industry that's
cereal
on a
vapes.
Boom. Yep. Flavor industries.
We have to get our flavorings from somewhere.
Exactly. That's another trickle down. But I mean, here's the thing: is Big Tobacco is not going to give you cotton candy and cereal flavors and cherries, and they're not gonna. They're gonna give you this crap, and that's what we're gonna end up being left
tobacco and menthol, and that's gonna be it.
And not even good menthol.
Not even good menthol. Menthol that tastes like catfish armpit, bro. I'm not lying. I don't recommend it, but if you want to, you can go to 7-Eleven right now and buy one and taste catfish armpit, bro.
So where do you go after this?
To a vape shop.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're smart enough to buy this, realize that it can work for you. Not this one, but vaping can work for you. Find a vape shop. There's lots of apps, and I know there's that one. What's it like? Vape Search USA.
Vape Search USA.
Great one. Pop in there. It shows you where all the vape shops are around you. Vape Boss app, that's a good one on your Android and iPad phone, a Vape Boss. It'll show you where all the vape shops are. You can do Yelp, YP, vape shop. And I
believe even Google Maps. I think if you type in vape, it'll show you.
Find a vape shop. Find someone that knows what they're talking about and will get you to the next step. I mean, you see we're all using these big crazy devices. There's a reason because it's 1,000 times better. I mean, come on now.
Let's get a cloud there, Johnny boy. Let's get a cloud. Look at this thing. Ew. That's vaping.
That's vaping.
That keeps me off cigarettes.
Exactly.
This, not going to do it. This keeps me off cigarettes, plus all the cool flavors, the new toys.
Amazing,
It's become more than an industry. It's become a hobby.
It's a hobby,
It's a
definitely.
love. There's more to it. I never loved my cigarettes. I liked it. It was a ritual, but I never loved them.
I loved smoking.
I love smoking.
But I love vaping more. I love the act of
But
smoking.
like you're like
I'm still
salivating over the
doing
new
that.
device. Like, oh my
Exactly.
god, the new atomizer
It's
came
a
in. I
new-
gotta have it. I never did that. Like, oh man, a new pack of cigarettes came out. I
Yeah.
got, like,
Nope.
it just
Didn't give
doesn't
a
work
shit.
like that.
There's no innovation in that industry
Exactly.
anymore because it's not necessary to innovate in that industry anymore. They have you already.
That's
Yep.
it. You're hooked.
Yep. 50
That's
million
all they need.
people.
In this
Yeah.
state, I'm sure there's so many more people.
And why do you think
There's
they
50
fight?
million smokers in
You
America.
know,
That's it?
Yeah, 50 million.
Really?
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Well,
That's a lot of tax dollars.
That is
That's
a lot
time.
of people.
Figure $50 million time, or 50 million people times $7 a pack per day.
That's so
a lot of
All
money.
of the money.
And do
That's
you-
all
do
the
you
That
money.
doesn't
know-
even include dip, does it?
No, that's not
No.
counting any of the
Any other
any
tobacco
other kind of
products.
things. Do you know the big problem with why California is attacking vaping and why a lot of other states are attacking vaping? Do you know the real true reason?
Kickbacks?
If you go back to the tobacco wars, there's a couple great books. We'll list them in the description. There's a great book if you're really interested in knowing more. But back in the tobacco wars, the entire country, all the states borrowed money from the tobacco industry with an incentive to repay the loan over 30 years. And the interest was based on how many cigarettes were sold.
Wow.
So there were projections, obviously, and they knew people were going to quit. There was a decline in the graph.
Right.
Well, the problem is because of vaping, the graph is now going straight down. Where like they're looking at a 30-year loan that the interest is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
Because people aren't smoking anymore.
Yep.
So they're trying to kill it
Yep.
because of money.
Because they're going to lose money. It's all about money.
All money.
Don't be fooled. You know, nobody in big tobacco gives a shit about your health. Nobody cares.
Obviously,
Yeah.
they've been killing people for how freaking
and
long.
they don't care. One way or another, they offer this thing, knowing that the chance of you quitting smoking on that thing is slim to none. Slim to none. And again, either way, they're getting your money, so they don't care. So you know, it makes me mad. I can't even.
It does. It's all about money. Everything is, you know, it's you know, if you go back to like the gold standard of the 70s, same thing is happening now today. Everything's always about money. There's money tied up in industries, and they don't want to give it up. And unfortunately, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's all about money, and that's basically what all this bullshit is all about. Big tobacco, the FDA, everything.
about money.
You know, I
It's
think
all-
the FDA is stalling because they're trying to find this bad shit.
Yep.
And they can't. Because if they come out with something that's complete bullshit, like what California's doing, nothing but lies,
Yep.
if they do that, they're going to be sued and people are going to see the lies. And then it's going to all be transcended. So when they do it, they got to do it right. And because they can't
taking
find
so
a way to do it, like they can't give us a bad image.
Wow.
So,
They're just making themselves look like assholes when
Yeah.
they try.
Yep.
Because, you know, they might have tons of money to pay doctors to you know, back these bullshit studies,
Money
but
can't fight
there's
facts.
doctors who vape who are going to fund their own studies. You know, there's educated people in the vape world as well.
yes,
is
there
what
are.
I'm trying to say.
And that's definitely something that if you're gonna listen to some kind of big headline, make sure you read the whole article, see who wrote it, and do your research. Don't
Yeah.
just look at that
Find out
one
who
article.
funded the study.
Right, because maybe 2 weeks later it was completely rebunked by 12 people, but you didn't read those little ones. You only read the main headline, which was complete bullshit. People can write whatever they want. Why don't you read what's actually being like recommented to
Yeah.
it and
Rebuttals, you
use
know?
your brain. I mean, you got a brain yourself. Use it. I mean, you know what's stupid and what's not.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how I feel. Like in the end, I think you as a vapor should support shops that support advocacy.
That's it.
And you know, any shop should be able to, you know, talk about advocacy and be part of it, whether you're just donating money or whether you're like me and you're full-fledged into it, where you're going to DC to talk to people. You go to Harrisburg because we're in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We go to Philadelphia for the Philly taxes. You know, if you're really involved, then that's great, and you as a consumer can get involved. But in the end, make sure that the person you're giving your money to isn't just in it for the money. Make sure they're into it for the industry. You know, it
For the community, for all of it, it's, you know,
Absolutely.
That's. I was actually talking. We had a couple come in earlier, and they were sitting at the taste bar trying stuff, and they were talking about another shop, and they were like, you know, those guys are kind of like your competitors. And I was like, in a sense, I guess they are because they're in the same industry as us, but we don't look at it like that because if the FDA comes down and bans vaping, we're all closed.
Right.
So why feud amongst ourselves when we can band together? We can hold events that raise money for corporations or for charities like Safada and CASA. When we can band together and become a larger population as one to fight these things as opposed to feuding
We got plenty of time to fight amongst ourselves after we beat the shit out of the FDA and the states.
Once
then
we know
can start
vaping isn't
fighting.
going anywhere, then we'll start flipping birds or something.
But until then, no, we're all in it for each other and that support the shops to support advocacy. It's absolutely please take that away from this video is definitely do that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much wrapped up what we wanted to talk about. Don't buy this crap. Just leave, find a vape shop, buy this, and buy a proper vape.
Google Maps. I'm sure Apple has an app that's
Comparable.
a map app.
Apple Maps.
Apple Map app.
If you got no vape shop near you, preferredvapor.com.
Yeah.
Call us. We will literally talk to you on the phone and get you your
can
starter
ask
kit.
for John, and we'll try to get him on the phone.
I'll try.
You can ask for me. I'm Justin. Call me.
I'll try.
Call me. I'll answer. I'll holler at you.
I will also do the same.
Yes, Rebecca.
Anybody
will do the
here?
same.
We'll step you through every step, and you'll get your little package in the mail. You got to go to the vape shop. But
That's it.
But yeah, that's a little shameless plug. Sorry.
Yeah, that's.
But it's true. I mean, not everybody's near a vape shop. If you're in the middle of like Montana and it's 80 miles to a vape shop, yeah, you might want to order from preferredvapor.com.
We got customers in Alaska.
Yeah.
We
And
do.
at the same aspect, that's the other thing I wanted to say is, you might find products, cheaper online than you'll find them in a B&M. But again, you have to remember that these companies don't have overhead. They don't have, the employees. They don't have the rent. They don't.
No, because they're probably working out of their damn kitchen.
Exactly. So,
Call
and
them
at the
for
same
tech
time,
support.
I'm
Watch
willing to
what
bet $1
happens.
bajillion that they're not making donations to these organizations.
they don't
They're not
care.
helping. They don't care. So if you are going to order online, that's totally fine, and we understand it. It's probably or it could not be from us, but make sure you're doing the research on who you're ordering from. Make sure they care about the vaping community.
Don't just look at this the cheapest price.
Exactly.
Oh, I got $2 off my tank. So what?
Make sure it's going towards the cause. But yeah, I think you did a very good job, sir. We appreciate you having us.
No problem. I'll
much, John.
keep fighting for the industry
Yeah.
until the day I die and I realized that opening up a vape shop would mean that I was going to become a freaking have to wear a suit and go deal with people in Washington and Harrisburg and fight for the right to vape. But
It's an added bonus.
you know what? If that's what's got to be done, then I'm totally there.
Yay, responsibility.
And you should be there as well.
Should.
Absolutely.
Even on a local level. I'm sure you got a courthouse.
There's always something you can
Yeah.
do.
Yep.
Promise.
Got a
Go there,
mayor.
tell your story. That's it. Just tell your story. You don't have to go with signs and picket signs and create a circle and block off the entrance. Just go and tell them like, hey.
Well, the reason why is because a lot of people don't know what vaping is still.
That's
And probably
exactly
60% of the legislation don't know what vaping is, and governors, and they don't know what it is. And maybe they, I know what vaping is kind of,
Yep.
but they don't know what vaping really is. So educate them. The more they know about you and what you do and how something works, the less likely they will be to pass bullshit laws and try and tax the shit out of
That's it.
us and all
They're
that
paid to listen to you.
Yes,
by
they
the
are.
way.
They are.
They're paid
just
by
say
you
it.
to listen to you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
pay
You
them to
pay
listen
them.
to you.
So
So, I mean, if they
don't
want to
let them
start an
blow you
argument
off.
with you,
Yeah.
just remind them.
I think you'd be surprised that a lot of them you may not get a hold of them right away, but if you try 2 or 3 times, they will get back in touch with you.
Nice.
Someone will. And yeah, tell your story. So
So yeah, I think that's one of the messages we can give with this video is if you know someone who smokes, who's thinking about quitting, show them this video. Show them, that there's more to vaping than what they see in 7-Eleven or Wawa or, their corner store. There's places out here that actually give a shit if they get off cigarettes,
Absolutely.
yeah, you can also donate a little bit of money. I mean, CASA, Safada, the AVA, the American Vaping Association, you can go on their little site. You can click their little donate button. Donate $1. It's a friggin'
It all
$1.
goes to a great cause.
It goes to something, So there are things you can do as a consumer. But yeah, I say that's pretty good. I say we wrapped it up and
Sounds good to me.
see you in the next
That's it.
time I show up on PVTV. I don't know when that'll be, but
Thank you for
I
your
appreciate
time.
for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks
appreciate it.
Thanks for being on your show, bro.
No problem.
All right, well, for this episode of PVTV, I'm Justin,
I'm Becca.
John.
I'm Ian.
and we will see you next week.
Out,
Absolutely.
indeed.
Peace, love, and rubber gloves, guys.
It's crooked.
That's what she said.
Look, it's crooked.